Good, everybody. What's good? What's good? What's good? Just wanted to give it a couple seconds, let everybody else join on. Let me get rid of my headphones real quick. So that there's music on. Perfect. There we go. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. I just wanted to jump onto the charts with everybody. Obviously, identify some things, really make sure that we are staying consistent with understanding how to become more profitable in the charts, in Forex trading. And obviously seeing what money that can be made, especially on a Tuesday. After a Monday, you usually want to let the markets develop and really start playing out. And then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are usually the days that you really want to start the majority of your actual trading. Excuse me. So I like to take Tuesdays as an opportunity to go over the majority of my markups from, obviously what I've done yesterday or even over the weekend, depending on what I've done. And really see what has fruition in my favor. Obviously, I want to see if my markups are correct, because if they are, there could be entries, there could be profits around those areas of my markups. So I really want to go back, really ensure that what I'm looking at is obviously going to make profits for the week, and really make sure that I'm capitalizing on every opportunity that's found within the charts, right? So what I do want to make sure is staying relevant to anything that you guys want to take a look at. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's good, Alexander? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me actually go ahead and see if, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. I got my phone on me. So if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys need, feel free to let me know in the chat below. I will be taking a look at that, making sure that I'm answering any and all questions and looking at any charts that you guys would like to take a look at. That's really important for me. Obviously, I want to make sure that, again, I'm staying relevant to things that you guys obviously want to take a look at, learn from, and obviously profit from. So again, I'm just going to go back, kind of take a look at some of the things that we previously looked at yesterday. Obviously, I'll take a look at some new things, see if anything else that we can find, and obviously go from there. So again, thank you for you guys being on. If you guys would like, be sure to share this with somebody who's obviously trading or new to trading and needs some type of value, education, and be able to ask some questions. I'm always there for those individuals. So, and if you guys have questions, if there's anything that you personally need help with, of course, obviously, I'm going to help you guys with whatever you need. So feel free to ask, and I got you. So I'm going to go over gold real quick, because this market here got me last night, even on the auto trader, to be completely honest and transparent. On our auto trader, we actually took a loss on this, but I'm going to go over the reasoning for the entry and the reason why. The reason why we lost is kind of, easy to see, but it's now because obviously the market made the move. But before, what we were looking at, and I'll actually just scale out to the higher time frame here, being actually I'll go into the weekly. And gold's one of my favorite markets to trade. I love trading this pair or this market. Not so much right now though. Just recently, gold has been kind of crazy in this bullish move. Before, we can see how it's ranging. Give me 1 second. All right, my bad, everybody. I didn't want to cough in everybody's ear. All right, so what you can see here is it broke out of this range, and the range being that being the high, this being the low, the range low. And you can see it was in this range here for a little bit, and then it broke to the upside. So what I was actually looking for was some type of resistance from this general area. Actually, just roughly from here, right? You can see how this market here should have found some type of resistance, at least a correction. I'm not talking about a full-fledged reversal to the downside, but what I am trying to look for is I was trying to see if that market can actually break not break, but hold below that level. But you can see that it broke above. And with that break above, it kind of gave us the idea of more bullish intent. But what I did think is at least a correction back down to kind of really retest this area of structure. So what I was actually looking at on the smaller time frames, I don't know if you were able to see it previously. I'll remove all drawings. We'll actually have to scale down to the 1 hour time frame. This was actually even on the 15-minute time frame. And there was a head and shoulders pattern there. That head and shoulders pattern was showing me something, at least a potential reversal. Or at least not a reversal, but at least a correction, showing me that buyers were no longer welcome and sellers should be coming into the market and try to drive this at least down somewhat, right? I was at least thinking down to here, a potential buy range, but I don't think that's obviously happening anymore. But as you can see here, market structure was just held, and that support range was, I figured that was going to be broken. We even have a break of the neckline. If I'm correct, it was here. So we had the retest of it. So all roads were literally looking to the downside for sells. And what I was expecting was for that market to do exactly that. I wanted to continue to push down lower. And when we got into the sells, it was a little, I wouldn't say too late, I guess. But you can see here, the market just said, nah, I'm not bearish whatsoever. And it continued to be bullish. So since we actually did not break the head and shoulders pattern didn't truly develop and stick, we now have to just obviously continue with a bullish mind. Now, to keep this very simple, what I am looking at, if you guys look left to get right, just a break and a retest of previous structure. So I personally, not now, I don't know, I'm gonna let this market develop a little bit, really show me that it does want to buy. But just to give you guys some value, there is a potential buy range that I may be buying from here. And that's very, very relevant. We can see the break here. If you guys can't, let's just do this. So break of structure. So that break of structure with a bullish engulfing candle was telling me that this market is most likely wanted to continue to be bullish, right? Because that's showing the market direction, the momentum. That's really showing that buyers are still very much in control. So we need to continue in that fashion. So the only thing left to do from here is, and in case anybody's wondering, I'm not putting my fibs from here. That'll be ridiculous. We got to put our fibs from this low to these highs. And you can see here, we're getting fib confluence being the 50% retrace ratio. For me, that's important, right? Because that's going to show me that the buyers are still pretty much relevant, that they still want to continue to drive gold to the upside, especially with how everything in Russia, Ukraine, all that shit's working. It's going to be very difficult for us to, I guess, at this point, try to sell gold. I think at this point, it's just going to continue to be bullish, so we'll continue in that manner. And real quick, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. If there's any charts that you guys personally would like to look at as well, also let me know, and I definitely got you. But that's kind of like what I see with gold. I'm not buying this right now, but this is going to be my idea, right? I will be looking at something like this. So, excuse me. Now that I've got burnt on gold once again, because gold is crazy, I'm going to go ahead and actually look for the continued buys. And with this, I mean, it looks like such a small move, but like even that is 50 pips, and that's relatively close to your entry. And you always, especially with gold, a market like gold, you want to kind of give it some room to breathe. So what I would do is kind of just give, I mean, that's a lot, 157 damn pips, but I'm not going to try to bring that any lower because that'll be ridiculous. But I'll bring it somewhere around here, just relatively by that next level of structure low. And then obviously our take profits, I'll actually have to just do this so that way when we scale out to a higher time frame, we can actually see this. I'm going to just bring it up to the actual highs. I mean, there's no other structure besides this high. So you got about 300 pips, or we can even go up to the wick highs of about 700. That'll be great, obviously, as a profitable trade, continuing with this market trend. But it's hard to just flat out say, yes, this is going to continue to buy with no regard, because I don't care what anybody says. Yes, you definitely follow the trend without a doubt. But this has little to no correction. If anything, I would say maybe this, because of fundamental aspect. But even that is like, come on. You know what I mean? Like there's no correction to this. So with a strong impulsive move, it's going to have to sell off eventually. And with something with such a strong move like that, it'll sell off if it wants to sell off. It'll sell off pretty significantly. You know what I mean? So that's really important for me. So I definitely want to take a look and see what gold's going to be doing in the near future. Now, again, for people who are just joining on, we have not placed a trade on this. We are simply identifying the potential idea. Oh, wow, I forgot I did this on the weekly so we can see it. Boop. We'll do it just like that. Perfect. So I will be looking for a trade on this, but there is no trade on this as of yet. But this is what my trade will eventually look like if, in fact, I do place it. If the market can't come back down to this level of structure here, I'll be looking for a buy from there. Very simple, right? Not going to overcomplicate that. Now, I'll go and look at some other charts. But again, if you guys want, somebody said USD JPY. Okay, yeah. So this is this looks extremely weird, but we have a giant head and shoulders pattern after a inverted head and shoulders pattern has been completed. And we're just nearing this level of strong structure and resistance. And I'm on the 1 hour because this is more along the lines of like on this type of market with how choppy and weird this is like this, you're not really going to use a higher time frame to give you much. Like I'm not going to go into the daily. That's not going to really give me too much of a strong idea unless like you're doing something like this, like you want to mark it up with your initial trend lines, your bullish trend line here, which is valid. You could do something like that. But and then you can also put your resistance, which that is obviously important. But besides that, I'm not really going to do too much here on the higher time frame. I think a lot of people have a misconception that you have to, have all these lines and a bunch of craziness on your chart. You really don't. So with me, I'm just going to draw it up like this, at least on the higher time frame. And I see more people. You're going to look at a sell if the gold retests the last resistance. No. Why would I look for a sell? Just to go back on gold. I'm looking for buys. It literally has the buy indication on it. I will be looking for buys. I'm not buying it yet, but I'm looking for buys. So you said if the gold retests the last resistance, would I sell? Oh, you're talking about if it comes up to here? No, why would I do that? I mean, if I'm looking for a buy from this area, I want to continue with that buy. I'm not going to sell right here. Definitely not. I'm going to, and if you're talking about the highs up here, would I sell from up here? No, I definitely wouldn't do that either, because the market is, I mean, as bullish as it is, you're not just going to simply take profits from there. Let me actually go into the higher time frame, see if gold has ever been higher than this. No, it has not. So in that case, expect some new highs to be made. We'll put that on the record right now, right? I do think that with gold, especially with how everything is working, cryptos, I'm not going to go deep into that, but I do think that gold will continue to skyrocket in value, and that might be bad for the initial dollar. Let's go back to USD/JPY just to answer that question. So I'm going to get rid of everything. I want to look a little bit further left to actually see if there's any significant structure from previous history here. So I'm just going to draw that line there. I mean, that's... yeah, I mean, it's within that range of a pretty significant structure. Oh, that was what you were asking, Nick? Perfect. Okay. I'm glad I was able to answer your question, brother. So, again, what I can see here is, at least from the current standpoint, is this level of structure. Again, I really don't care much to draw too much on my charts. You know what I mean? I understand that I'm in a bullish market and I'm at a level of current resistance. And what we do at a level of resistance is possibly look for sells. Right? So I'm not going to overcomplicate what I'm identifying. And what I can see here on a higher time frame, especially at this level of resistance, is a pattern that I like to identify a lot, which is a head and shoulders pattern. Very easily identifiable. It looks weird when we go into the 4 hour, but this would be the normal left shoulder, the left shoulder. That would be the head of the pattern, and this would be its, I don't know, deformed right shoulder, which is also creating a triple top, if you guys can identify that. A lot of value. Y'all ain't think you was going to get this, did y'all? So you can even see here, there's a triple top at that level of structure, even the right shoulder of this initial pattern. That's telling me that there could be potential sells coming into play. I mean, actually, I'll just get rid of everything. Scale down to a smaller time frame. Again, the 1 hour, which is just more along the lines of like an intraday trading time frame, where you're just going to few pips here, few pips there. I do want to see how this level of resistance holds off, right? If we can get some more, I would say, development, especially because I'm already kind of in sells on this, I'll be looking for even more sells from this area as well, because that looks like a very significant level of structure. And again, what do we do at a level of resistance? We look for potential sells. Now, obviously, if that's broken to the upside, we continue buying. We don't look for sells. But that's why you allow the market to develop, or you don't over leverage or over trade. Like, I already have a sell in this, but am I going to go ahead and immediately place a sell in this right now where it's at? No. I want to solidify the fact that, yes, this is looking like a sell. If I do place a second entry, it is going to go in my favor, and then the second entry is obviously going to go back into profits. I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to go ahead and place it right now and then lose 2 trades because I didn't allow the market to really, truly develop, and I wasn't patient. Always plan your trade, then trade your plan. So that's kind of like what I see here with USD/JPY. Very simple idea, because again, on this market, you can see it's not really giving you much of a trend. It's kind of giving you this weird little range. I'll actually put that right there. Obviously, there's other structure points below it, but what I'm really looking at is, again, this level of structure right here. So that's telling me a strong idea for a ranging market. Make a little bit more sense? So with that ranging market, that's going to show me that I'm going to probably sell from the highs and then I want to buy from the lows. So possibly something like this. That would be great. I would love to see something like that. Hopefully that helps for USDJPY. And somebody said you think it's bullish. In the overall aspect, right now, the immediate from these lows to that high, yes, that would be bullish. But again, identify what the market's truly giving you. I teach my students that every day in the sense of like, look. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to say that disrespectfully. I'm a common sense kind of guy, right? I'm a ABC 1, 2, 3, make it as real simple as possible. Look at it. You know what I mean? Just look. You'll be able to identify if you just look at it in the most simplistic manner. This ain't rocket science, right? You're not going to sit here and try to do brain surgery or anything like that. What we are trying to do is Miss Cleo this bitch, which means is we're trying to tell the future. If you can tell the future with previous history, hint, hint, then you're probably going to be better off identifying what's going to happen like in the future as far as your trade is concerned. I don't know about your everyday life. I wish I could do that. But in the sense of trading, if you look at previous history, hint, 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 it'll probably do the same thing once again, hint. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, we're done here with USDJPY. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to let me know. If there's any other charts and markets that you would like to identify as well, also let me know. I definitely want to make sure that I'm speaking in relevance, really helping you guys understand what's needed to become more profitable and identify the markets in a much easier manner. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm just going to go over Euro JPY. Again, just identifying, I'm allowing my trades to fruition, right? And this is a very simple one. I already have it marked up. You can see right now, Euro JPY is leading into our sell kill zone. Now, a lot of individuals would ask, would I buy from here to our sell kill zone? I would if the analysis matches up, if what I'm looking at is in fact correct. Again, I can see that previously I was at a level of structure. And with that level of structure, we can see how the impulse dropped to that level and immediately started to correct. And I'm looking, Nick, what's up? Quick question. I got a quick answer. And again, there's a delay, so I apologize if you're asking a question or typing something out and it takes a really long time for me to respond back to it. There's like I feel like it's a 3-day delay, but nah, there's a delay. I apologize. But once I see the question pop up, I got you, brother. But what I can see is, again, this market is currently giving us a correction leading into our sell kill zone. So right now, Euro JPY is looking as a short-term buy. Right, we're only looking for that counter correction trade or counter. What is it? Wow, I can't even. I lost. Counter trend. I almost like I was going to say counterintuitive, counter trend trade. Right, because what you're doing is you're going against the trend. I was going to say counter trend line. I don't know why that was in the top of my head, but we're looking for the counter trend trade. What you're looking at is obviously the market is bearish and we're going against the trend. So if a lot of individuals are looking at Euro JPY sells, it will sell. But currently we're looking at potential buys leading into that area. And I will be sharing this, and if I have not already, in the Discord for everybody. So if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you go ahead and use the link that's in the description below. So that way you guys can obviously be a part of the Discord, see the charts that we go over here, and obviously be updated with any obviously sessions or any signals that I post out as well. New York City loud as hell already in the morning. It's 7:30 over here, and there's trucks and construction going on outside. I don't know about y'all, but New York is hot right now. It was like 60 degrees yesterday, so I got my windows open. It's crazy out here. It's supposed to be cold. It's not even supposed to be hot. All right, so let me see. Your question, Nick. I'm a custom software engineer. Heard a lot of pros and cons on auto trading. Was thinking of writing one. Curious on the level of development work in regards to profits. Curious on the level of development work. I don't know about the profits that you'll make as far as development work for an auto trader. I just simply use a software that I found online to manage my students' accounts. As far as like custom software engineer and a lot of pros and cons of auto trading, you could definitely write a script. You can develop your own software and then sell that. I mean, obviously that'll be better and more up your alley, because if you could create, why not, supply and demand. There's not that many services in that realm. But I mean, if you are looking for an auto trader and like bots and everything, I would not recommend making a bot. Bots, in my opinion, I've used them. I've had a very terrible experience using a bot with our auto trader previously. I developed one, I spent mad money on one, and it completely failed. It lost all of us money, to be completely honest. So as far as bots, I wouldn't really say to write one, to be completely honest. Manual trading, doing your own individual trading is always going to be your best, because one, you're going to trust the trade. If you trust the trade, obviously you're going to make more money because you're going to put more money in. You're going to obviously be like, well, I know this market is obviously going to be, you know, buy or sell. You can control the lot size. With a bot, you don't know what's really happening. I mean, even if you create it, you don't know if it's really going to be successful. So I'd be very careful with that. I would always say manual trading, even from my experience, bro. Like real talk, just being transparent. Like that thing made. When I used the bot for my auto trader, it completely failed. When I hired somebody to do it, it completely failed. You know what I mean? So I would be very careful with that. In bots. Yeah, nah, definitely not. So more notification systems and alerts. I don't know what you mean by that. So more notification system and alerts. If you need that, then there's ways to go about that. But and there's a bunch of already like programs and apps that you can use to set up notifications and alerts on your charts. I mean, you can even do it here on TradingView, add alert, and then it'll tell you exactly what you want. You set it up the way that you need it. You know what I mean? You just got to mess around with the tools and understand what you're using. That's all it is. So if you need alerts and notifications, it's all right there here on TradingView. You can even set it up on your MT4, even on your phone. You can have things being emailed to you in text messages. There's a bunch. If you also need an app that wants to notify you through text, go ahead and use call levels. That's a solid website. Let me go ahead and close my window real quick so you guys don't hear the construction. Dang, I feel like New York just never quiet. It's always noisy. All right, so again, what I'm looking at is just this initial buy from here. Let me actually go back to TradingView, or not TradingView, YouTube, because I accidentally exited out. All right, so again, what I'm looking at is that initial, oh, I didn't mean that, is that initial retracement to our sell kill zone. But it's a real easy markup. As you can see, I'm not trying to overcomplicate anything within my trading. I'm using a few simple tools and steps to identify what's relevant. Bing bong. There you go. So that's what I would identify with Euro JPY for the meantime, and then go from there. But yeah, any other questions, any charts that you guys would like to take a look at, feel free to let me know. I'm over here looking at 30 different computers, I feel like. I'm obviously on the computer I'm teaching you guys with, or on the stream with, and then I got my auto trader computer on my left side, and then I got my test, or back test, if you will, computer on the other side, just running a bunch of things. Dang, I thought that beeping was outside my house. You have good speakers. Yeah, bro, you know what it is this mic that I got. Yeah, I had to close my window. New York City is just ridiculously loud all the time, so I apologize about that, everybody. As soon as I heard it, I knew you guys heard it, so that's why I want to make sure. But yeah, any questions you guys have, any markets you guys want to take a look at? Again, you guys are helping me big time, because after this, I'll be teaching my students live as well, right after this on a Zoom call. So getting these charts ready for them is amazing. Being able to obviously, you know, look at things, prepare for that class, and really ensure that they're getting the best value is great. And what you guys are also getting is the raw, uncut version of it as well, like the backstage access, because this is just me marking things up, really trying to see what we can get for the day as far as profits are concerned, any trades that can be placed, any signals that could be put out as well. I really just want to see if I can find it, especially early on during the day, around this time, right before 8:30-ish. And 9:30 when the New York Stock Exchange opens, right before all that monotony. There's a lot of opportunities before that, and if we can find that early on during the day, I really want to make sure that we can actually do that together, and obviously forecast that projection towards my students. So really want to make sure that if you guys have any questions or look at any charts, let me know, because that's going to help me and help them. So, and obviously help you guys big time no matter what. Good morning, JGU, please. Yes, I got you. All right, so let's take a look at GBP USD. So what's your question with GBP USD? So that's my thing. I want to know, like, what is it that you guys need? So you guys say GBP USD. What about it? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you would like to know? What is it that you're trying to identify? What can I initially help you with? You know what I mean? Like if I just jump on GU, what are you looking at? What are you trying to identify? Is there something that you personally see that you think is going to happen as well? Let me know. I want to make sure that we're all on the same track. Again, I want to make sure that we're staying relevant to what's important to you as an individual trader and what can help you become profitable. But again, what is it that you need? Now, I will say this is a very easy one, right? Well, there's two things that we can really look at. But in the sense of what we're currently looking at, I mean, it's pretty easy. So again, I don't mean I'm a common sense dude. So when I say things, and being from New York City, no matter what we say, sounds like we're being disrespectful anyway. So I apologize in advance, but look at it, right? Just look. I don't have to mark anything up. We're just going to take a look at this and we're going to understand what we're looking at. What is GBP USD doing? Just a very simple question with a very simple answer. What is GBP USD doing? If I was to draw it out, it makes a little bit more sense. What is GBP USD doing? It's selling. So we're in a downtrend. We're in a seller's market, bearish market. So we're done with 50% of our work right now. Because once we identify the direction, the momentum, I mean, that's 50% of your work gone. You're good. Now you can move on. Now, obviously, there could be more that we can identify here on a higher time frame. But again, as me being a common sense trader, I do not want to overcomplicate things. I was going to see if maybe there was a break of a channel, but that's already been broken. I'm not going to try to make my channel perfect just for the analysis and have all this broken, right? Somebody said, looks like inverted from 1 hour, but it's playing around too much. Selling inverted head and shoulders on 1 hour. I'll take a look at the, obviously we're going to have to take a look at the small time frames. But what I'm looking at, again, overall, is that this market is selling. It's bearish, right? So if I can see that this market is currently selling, the first thing I want to identify is where can I sell from? Very simple. So if I just use previous history, look left to get right, I mean, that was a break of support, break of structure. No? Was it not? That being a break of structure here. A significant structure, because that was the low point of this entire, I would say, this downtrend, right? Because after it hit this support, or this price rather, it skyrocketed right back to our trend line. But once we got back down here, you can see how it tried to respect, but it completely broke through. Now, what's important too is this candlestick, the breakout candle. Now, if any legacy students are on, we'll go over that while we're on and explain the severity of that. But if you also understand candlesticks, you know exactly what this is. If you do not, I suggest you go look. But breakout candle. That's important. Breakout candle. Why? Why is that important? Because if we have a break of structure, that shows us the direction and true momentum of where the market intends on going. Right? Very simple. And let's see. Let me see what else you guys got. It's obviously in a downtrend. RSI wise is oversold, sold. Can you see a counter trend scalp here? All right. So first thing, throw your fucking RSI indicator right out the fucking window. Do you know why? They're obsolete in trending markets. They make no sense. If we let's do this. Go take a look at Euro AUD. That's how bad Euro AUD is right now. It doesn't even let me get it. Where was the RSI ever valid here? Whoa, what is that? I don't like that moving average there, but this has been oversold. I mean, that's on the daily. This has been oversold how long? You know what I mean? And it just continued. Throw your RSI indicator completely out the window. You don't need it. It is the worst. So indicators, fucking, you know, any, like, if what indicators do you even have? TDI? No. You know what I mean? Like, these indicators are going to ruin you. So no, I don't see anything as far as a indicator-based idea. And that's not, again, sound disrespectful. This is me just showing you the severity of what that can do as far as mistakes are made, right? And that can help you lose more money than make. If you use RSI in confluence with other things, such as divergence, maybe, then yes. But me personally, I really am not a fan of indicators only because they're telling you what has happened so long ago, but it's not relevant to the current price, if that makes sense, right? So let me go back to GBP USD. And now, as far as a counter trend scalp, no, I would not say scalp. Because a scalp, the true definition of a scalp is you're in the trade for anywhere between 1 to 5 minutes. That's not, even a few seconds rather. That's not something we would do. What I would say is that what you can identify is a correction to either there, the level of structure that was broken out of, for a retest sell, or if this wants to correct even further, you would simply look for a sell from there, from this level of structure and support that was broken out of, causing, or a part rather, a part of that impulsive move, right? Now, would you look for buys? Can you look for buys from these areas? Somebody said inverted head and shoulders pattern here on the 1 hour. What do you think? Of course, if you identify a bearish impulsive move with no correction and you start identifying inverted head and shoulder patterns and these ideas, then yeah, absolutely, you could look for buys. But what's the probability of those buys actually working out? Because what a lot of individuals are going to do is, oh, this shit's oversold. Yo, bro, it's oversold. We got to buy it. It has to buy without a doubt. And what happens? That shit just continues to sell. It builds up all the momentum. It looks like a pattern. It looks like something. And then 8:30 rolls around, New York session. 9:30 rolls around, New York Stock Exchange open. Volatility kicks in. What looked like a buy just continues to sell. The probabilities is to the downside. You see what I'm saying? So buying, if you're trying to go against what niggas is telling you, like if they be like, yo, bro, don't mess with that girl. You're going to get caught up. And you still get caught up and mess with that girl, that's on you. You know what I mean? The signs were there. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're following the clues that the market is leaving behind, because those clues is going to lead you to success, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Thanks, I'm seeing it now. Much appreciated. Absolutely. It's just, you know what I mean? I just want to make this very simple. And also, I know trading could be very boring, so entertaining for y'all as well. So what's good? But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what, again, you don't want to go against what the market is giving you. If it's pushing lower, you want to continue lower. If it's going up, you want to continue up, unless you could clearly identify the reasonings on a strong buy or counter trend trade, right? You want to identify using other forms of technical analysis and confluence of things that can help you solidify your ideas. You know what I mean? Hopefully that kind of helps. I ain't going to go too deep because I still got to teach my students here in a little bit, and I got a lot of information for them. There's a lot of trades that we're going to be looking at today. If there's any legacy students on today, I would say, I say a lot. It's like 3, but you know, trading to some people, 3 trades is a lot. There's like 2 or 3 charts that we'll be taking a look at. What's good, Nikki? I know we got some legacy students. That's where I'm looking to sell 1.3170 area, but may not make it back up for far right because of the strong impulse for impulses. This is Nikki J, by the way. No, I know you. I know. Your name is Nikki J on here. I got you. I put 2 to 2 together. I got you. Tomatoes. All right. So what else do you guys need? What other charts? What other markets you guys want to take a look at? What other questions do you guys have? I still have a little bit of time with you guys. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I like doing these sessions. We'll keep these sessions much longer as this channel grows, as we get more viewers, obviously. But I know right now the value and the questions that you guys have is pretty much dedicated to you guys. So again, I know you guys are learning something. I know you guys are getting some education. So that's all that matters. So what other charts? What other questions do you guys have? Now I'm skimming through real quick to see if there's anything that readily available for us to take a look at. But again, what's that? Maybe NZD-JPY. I kind of like the way this is looking. Not taking the counter. I'll just stick with the trend. Yes, I will definitely stick with I'll be sticking with the trend as well. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go against that whatsoever. I'm just going to go, but I might actually take a look at NZD-JPY with students here. I like the way that's kind of looking, setting up. I'll leave that one for you guys. Set up all, so you guys should be in profits on this on the auto trader. But I stood up, or not stood up, I woke up super early to get this trade. So on the auto trader, if I'm correct, let me actually go ahead and take a look to make sure. The entry price 92,855. So our entry is right. I'm trying to get it to there. Our entry is right there. So I was able to get us that on the auto trader last night, or this morning rather. I woke up super early to get us into that. As soon as I heard the alert on my computer, like I had it here on TradingView, I just sprung up and I was like, and ran to my computer and just turned it on and just made sure that I had that trade entered for you guys. But this was a very simple one too, just to get everybody like acclimated and understand what we're looking at here. What's your profile on TradingView to follow? You don't even need to follow that, bro. I don't put anything on TradingView, to be completely honest. I don't post any charts on there. Everything I do is either on my Discord or going to be here on YouTube, to be completely honest. Obviously, students are going to be getting signals. They're going to be getting a lot more. But as far as like the charts and everything, it's literally going to be here on YouTube. It's going to be here on YouTube, Discord, my Facebook. You know what I mean? Those will probably be your best bets. But on TradingView, I swear I'll put none. But yeah, this was a very simple trade as well. Actually, it was based off the idea of the structure all throughout here. I wanted to get it up here, but I didn't think it was going to actually reach that high, and it did. But we were able to just sell based off a level of structure. I mean, there's really nothing to it. You're not overcomplicating your trading. You're just going to keep it as simple as possible. Yes, we're in profits. Yep, no problem. Gold got us. We got good profits yesterday, and then I got that gold trade with the head and shoulders pattern. There's no buys on this, by the way, everybody. I don't want anybody thinking we bought this. We did not. I looked at that head and shoulders pattern, the break of it. We sold. I got us into small profits on gold for a little bit, and then it said, nah, you're good, and skyrocketed to the upside. So I'm mad about that because it kind of eliminated the profits that we had yesterday. But that's why I'm on the charts right now with you guys, and obviously placed a few trades on the auto trader right now. There's 3 running, but I'll have about maybe like 3 or 4 more placed as we're on our session together here in a little bit. But hopefully a fruition, because I mean that's the profits to get back on that's like mad easy, because it really ain't that bad. Got it. I am on both. Perfect. Yeah. If you got Discord, whatever, hit me up, man. Definitely follow from there. But let me just go ahead and see if there's anything else. Any other charts you guys have? Feel free to let me know. Any other questions you guys have? I definitely got you. Let me see. You missed me? I'm here, Nikki. I miss you too. Let me see. So I might actually be going ahead and take a look at NZDJPY as a potential trade. I do like the way that's setting up. Now, again, the charts right now are not going to be as volatile. It's 7:45 Eastern, so it's just kind of like setting up for the volatility that the market is about to bring in. So this is the perfect time for us to, again, just go over some things, really identify what the charts can give us, and then go from there. I might be looking at a potential sell here with EuroCAD. I'll share that with you guys. So as you can see here, this is a strong idea for a potential sell. You do have a break and a retest of previous structure. Swing high, swing low. And you see roughly around that 786, 886 as well, rather. So this is our sell kill zone. So I do like the way that that is looking. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go ahead and place a trade on this just yet. We want to allow this market to truly develop and show us what it really wants to do. We can't just say, okay, and then sell. Absolutely not. But when we identify these things, when we get to these areas and you mark up your charts, no matter with whatever strategy and analysis that you personally use, you always want it to develop around the area that you're looking to enter from, but you're not just going to immediately blindly enter. So that's not what we're going to do right now. I'm actually going to allow EuroCAD to develop and show me what it truly wants to do. And there's a potential sell setting up with this. So I will share that with you guys in case anybody is, in fact, looking at EuroCAD. Now, I do want to scale out to the higher time frames to see a few things, because that's something I don't want to see when I'm looking for a sell here on EuroCAD, because this could turn into what is considered a Morningstar candlestick pattern, let alone the doji candle that's already there. Morningstar candle pattern. So I will be very, very cautious on that. Even though we're looking at the sells, the fact that this can end up being a Morningstar candlestick pattern is not one just yet. This bullish candle, or this candle, has to end up being more bullish. So if we do get that idea, the sells will be a little bit more difficult, or risky rather, because obviously that will show us that this market is looking at no more sells and there could be a potential buy occurring. Now, where would those buys occur to? Probably around here. Again, break, retest the previous structure. So I'd actually, on long term, that's what I'd be looking at if this market continues to buy. Look at that. Might be perfect. But yeah, any questions? Any other charts you guys would like to take a look at? Feel free to let me know. I definitely got you. If not, I'll conclude. I'll get ready for my session with my students. There are a few charts here that I want to go over for potential trades. Obviously, there's some information that I want to go over as far as entries are concerned, and really, again, assist to the best way that I possibly can. And there's actually something on AU. Oh, it's already marked up here. And AUD CAD? Oh, almost. So I'm looking at AUD CAD potential buys around here. We got to allow that market to truly develop and see what it wants to do. But it's respected that zone perfectly. So let's see how this sets up. But let's see. Any questions? Any other charts you guys want to take a look at? Feel free to let me know. I definitely got you. If not, we'll conclude for today. I appreciate everyone's time if that's the case. But again, what you guys got? What is this? GBP CAD? These pound pairs, man, all the markets for that matter, a lot of these charts have just been like, I'm just going to trend with absolutely no corrections. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these, as you see, a lot of pound pairs, GN, GU, GJ, GCAD. I mean, even Euro USD for some matter was in a strong sell. And I say that because as the dollar, or I'm sorry, yeah, even the dollar, we'll go to the DXY. The dollar is increasing in value and gold is increasing in value. I don't know if anybody realizes this, but that's really weird. That shouldn't be happening. Gold should be selling if the dollar is increasing. And if gold is increasing, the dollar should be selling. So I definitely want to make sure that this is either going to continue to buy or we're going to have a really strong sell-off. If we have a strong sell-off, that's great for the dollar. But if this continues to be bullish, that's not so great for our economy. So I definitely want to keep close look at this and really make sure that I can identify any opportunities with that. But it seems like everybody's good. Yep. Appreciate you, Nikki. I'll see you here in a few minutes, about 30 to be exact, or 40 rather. It's 7:50. So for one, everybody who's on this call, I really do appreciate you guys being on. As you guys can see, it's a very small session, very small live for right now. But my plan is to grow this as large as I possibly can, grow this into a thriving community of traders and people just bouncing ideas off of each other to really make sure that profits are being made every single day throughout trading. There's no MLM aspect. There's none of that. I just simply want to build a strong community based around trading and Forex and cryptocurrencies and NFTs and metaverse and all that other shit that y'all be doing. But I really do want to extend my gratitude and say thank you to everybody who's been on. Anybody who even watches the recording, if anybody does, again, I appreciate even you taking the time out to watch the recording and gain some value. If you did in fact gain some value, even if I answered your question, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow this channel by liking, subscribing, doing whatever it is that possibly helps YouTube algorithm. Because again, what helps you guys is going to help a lot of other people too. As you guys can see, there's a lot of value and knowledge that gets dropped on here, and even in the future you're going to see a lot of profits be given as well. And I even have my Discord here where I'm going to be obviously giving you guys a lot of information, a lot of nuggets, a lot of charts. So I really want you guys to make sure that you are following and staying updated to everything, so that way this can grow in a beautiful manner. So with that being said, I definitely appreciate every last one of you guys. If you ever need anything throughout the days, feel free to hit me up on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Smoke Signal, Carrier Pigeon, Morse Code, whatever it is that you want. I definitely got you guys. With that being said, thank you. I appreciate every last one of you guys. Tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, everybody. Thank you.